Welcome to the Zompire Horde Podcast. Join us every Monday, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern, as your hosts, Vlad the Rad and Michelle of the Dead, discuss horror, true crime, and the macabre. Episodes available on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Join us, won't you? Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. We here at the Zompire Horde Podcast are proudly bringing to you the tag team champions of the world, Vlad the Rad, Michelle of the Dead, the New Age Outlaws. And if you don't like it, we got 2 words for you. Suck it.
Oh, that was karma.
I knocked my water over.
Oh. On 66.6 on your AM dial.
On 66.6 on your AM dial.
Hey, Melissa.
Melissa's here.
Rapid Shrub. Is that like a fast bush?
It sounds like a fast bush.
Hey, sounds fun to me.
All right, wait a minute. Hold on. I'm going to try this new flavor of I don't know what kind of water it is, but it's water. But it's cucumber and mint.
Ooh, I like cucumber mint lotion and.
Oh man,
is it good?
What? Yeah, it's Goods and Gather. It looks like it's the name. It's delicious. I got it at Target. He
delicious.
Says,
delicious.
He's fast as fuck, boy.
Yeah. Woo!
I like it. So
nice.
Tonight, if you haven't read underneath here, it says Pacific Northwest serial killers. I am dressed like one. Michelle looks like my victim.
Hey, I mean, I also could be just a really bad serial killer. He gets my ass kicked every time I kill someone.
Or you use like a machete and the blood splatters back on you.
No, actually, my weapon of choice. Oh, hold on. Oh, shit. I like the hammer.
Oh, yeah. Well, do you use which side do you use? Do you use that side?
Well, I the claw side, but I mean, I probably use like equally both sides equally for different situations. I mean, if I'm going to kill somebody right away, I'm like just going to claw their face. But if I want to just
take your time, enjoy it a bit.
Here's your knee. Okay.
Right. Okay.
And maybe the side of your head. I don't know. It's been good to me. So
I dig it.
If I'm going to kill you, I'm probably going to use this or poison you or suffocate you. Anyways.
I think I would need to go more the Hostel route. You know what I mean? Have you seen those movies?
Yeah.
So I would want like a room full of like just shit because I don't know. Sometimes on a Tuesday I'm feeling like, the news and hang them, and then like on Thursday I'm like, yeah, maybe I throw them in a bathtub full of like lemon juice and salt after I cut them up a bunch. You know what I mean?
So, like,
piranha. On a Saturday one day I'm like, hey, let's throw them in the piranha tank. So I think I would need a room that just has endless possibilities.
You would also need like land because I think drawing and quartering is super underrated form of torture and death. So we need some horses and lots of land because we're going to have to bury so many body parts. Or, oh no, we'll have pigs. Pigs eat anything. We'll have a pig farm. We'll have a moat with piranha. Yeah.
Well, go ahead.
Or we could have a double moat. We could have like a moat with piranha, and then we could have another moat with hydrochloric acid.
Oh, what about a moat that also has alligators?
I like it. Alligators.
Melissa says she's going to go with duct tape, little cuts over the body, and pouring lemon juice on you.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is why we love Melissa. She's our girl. If we're ever going to go and murder somebody, she's coming with us.
So you said the pig thing, and that immediately, since we're talking about Pacific Northwest killers, made me think of Susan Monica, right down in Oregon, I believe it was, wasn't it? Do you remember her?
I mostly focused on Washington. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I did not understand the
assignment. She was the one that pigs are the accepted method of getting rid of bodies. And my understanding is that they don't eat the teeth. Like
they can swallow them whole and they'll go through.
Right. Everything else comes out poop, but the teeth. And
so that's why you got to pull their teeth out first and then feed them to the pigs.
And let me just say, a nice little 5-pound sledgehammer on a rock, and you smash them into dust. Let the wind take it. It's
Ooh. Yep. Or you could make jewelry out of it and sell it on Etsy.
I have a feeling that's how you get caught.
No, because you would, drill out, any like tissue with DNA in it and stuff. And you could file them so they don't have the exact same impressions.
Burn the teeth. Well, but aren't the teeth themselves don't they have your DNA in it?
Oh, probably.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah. It's crush them up or pull them out. Pull them out and then crush them up.
I also would like to point out, I realize that Richard Ramirez and John Wayne Gacy are not Pacific Northwest serial killers. I just really like this background. And I also wear the Gacy hat.
Yeah. Well, because when people think of serial killers, those are two of the most popular ones. But here in the Pacific Northwest, Washington State specifically, we have more serial killers than any other state in the country. And we have the most prolific and famous one of all,
Ted Bundy.
Yeah.
So that's what, and you and I talked about this briefly, but now that we have some other people here with us, we can clarify. Is he considered a Pacific Northwest serial killer? Or is, because to me, I always kind of thought of him as Florida. But I realized
he went all over though. So I think that if you're, it's true. If you're a serial killer, I think you can probably get a few states under your belt like that. Well, I'm a serial killer of this state, and this state.
Right.
So.
Well, and I mean, he was like Washington, Utah, and Florida, I think were his 3 states, right?
I think so. Wasn't there Oregon too?
There may have been. I don't remember. I think you're right. I feel like it was right outside Portland.
I think so.
I know that right here because near me is that Evergreen State College, and I know that there was a body found there. Big vat of concentrated sulfuric acid.
It is very hard to find vats. I guess you can use an old iron bathtub.
I have one.
Oh, does it have claw feet?
It does.
Oh my God! What? When are we doing a photo shoot? Hello. Oh my God!
Before I get kicked out.
Yeah. Also, equally as famous and prolific as far as, I don't know if we're counting convictions or confessed, but Gary Ridgeway, the Green River Killer. I live right by the Green River, so it's dear to my heart because when I watch documentaries about it, I'm looking at they're filming there's a drone or a car going down this road by the river. I was like, hey, I've been there. I know that road. I used to drink on that beach. Oh my God. And it's I all the places I recognize, and it's really fucking cool, man. I mean,
Melissa says Bundy is an American serial killer.
Is American's serial killer. Yeah.
Well, because I mean, I feel like you would the Green River Killer is he is Washington serial killer.
Yes.
His name is even the fucking river in Washington where he dumped his body. So that one, and then what's old girl from Florida? What's her name? The most prolific female serial killer of all time.
I just watched her, Eileen.
Eileen Warnos.
Yeah.
Warnos. So she would be Florida, right? Because all of her crimes were committed in Florida, for the most part. Yeah.
Yeah. There is not a lot of female serial killers, and I can't imagine why. They worry about us with our hormones. Why aren't we killing more people? Or are we just not getting caught?
That's what I was just
because we're smart.
Because y'all kill your husbands. You don't kill just for the you know what I mean?
It's always a crime of passion. Husbands, boyfriends, lovers, competition in work or life or
there's that one chick from like Michigan, and they called her the Black Widow. We featured her in a box. I actually think we had her autograph.
oh, nice.
But she just, listen to this. She was married, and I think she worked with a dude, or they started dating, and then her husband convinced her to kill her boyfriend. But so right before she was like, as she was killing her boyfriend, she had hoped, she was saying, oh, maybe I should kill my husband, but then went along with killing her boyfriend, and then like 6 months later killed her husband anyway.
I mean, might as well just off both of them, right?
Well, yeah, exactly. We need to do the youngest and oldest serial killers next.
I have a pretty young serial killer on my Washington list, but not like a child or anything. But so yeah, let's do you want to get grinding on like Tom Ted Bundy first, or Gary Ridgeway, or
I mean, just throw one. Let's go.
Or do you want to talk about some lesser known ones? Well, Robert Lee Yates Jr.
I know the name.
That is what was he? He was from Spokane.
Okay.
And he always killed sex workers, which a lot of them do.
Because they have no families and nobody really checks on them.
He was convicted of 16 plus murders between 1975 and 1998. And here's the thing. He was a correctional officer at Walla Walla State.
Oh, wow.
And he lives there now.
He's a permanent resident.
Right? Isn't that crazy? That's super wild. Crazy. There's also a lesser dude who was charged with 2 murders, but it was probably 6. He started in around 1974. He was a war vet. Warren Leslie Forrest, I think his name was. He's still awaiting trial. I never heard of him. Wesley Allen Dodd.
I wonder.
You heard of him? He killed 3 boys in 1989 and molested numerous others.
Right.
I don't know what happened to him.
I always kind of wonder. What was the name that you said right before his?
Warren Leslie Forrest.
He was the like war vet, you said?
Yeah.
I always wonder how many of those dudes come back from like, Vietnam War or whatever, or the Gulf War or something like that, and then because they're so like trained, to kill,
right?
Like how many of that like actually bleeds over into their like real life when they come home?
I think that when you kill somebody on purpose, whether it's for you're in the military, or you're fighting enemy or sport or yeah, whatever, you have to have like a certain level. You have to be able to dissociate,
right,
from what you're actually doing. I have to do that. I mean, I would have to do that.
Yeah, I get it.
So I
pull
think
yourself out of this situation as a human,
so I think
killing another human.
Yeah, they're kind of trained in the military to be able to do that, I think. I don't know. I'm not in the military. I have a cousin who is like an Army captain, but and my dad was in the Air Force, but I don't know anything about anything like that. So, but I'm sure that it definitely could be a plus if you were a serial killer. It would be a good, skill to have in your set.
To be able to like take yourself out of the situation.
Yeah. Yeah, and be in the military, so have that like that drive.
Well, I wonder if that's why a lot of like, obviously there's something wrong with someone if they're like a serial killer, right? Like there's something wrong in their head. But most of the time they're looked at as like they're these normal people. Like Ted Bundy was like the most normal guy. All the girls liked him. They thought
he was like they thought he was super hot and he was charming, right. And
But you would think that like in order to just go around and like maliciously kill someone, like you'd have to be like bonkers crazy, like, you know what I mean? Registered crazy.
Mm-hmm. Like something has to like switch in your head.
Right.
And like, it's like this other drive within you.
Exactly. And so that's kind of like when I watch documentaries and things like that, that's one of the things I try to look for is like their background, because it's so cliche, but it's true. Everyone's like, oh, he's such a normal guy. Oh yeah, I just talked to him 2 days ago while he was chopping up someone's body. I thought he was just went hunting for deer. You know what I mean? It's like always the most normalest dude, but you'd think that in order to like live that life and to be that way, you'd have to be like pushing a shopping cart crazy type. You know what I mean?
That just sparked a memory for me that I have not thought about in like decades. And it's not serial killing, but it's kind of okay. I kind of went on a date with this guy once. I mean, I don't know, I was like 16, 15, something like that. Anyways, it never went anywhere.
Kelly Cochran is the one I was talking about. She's the one that's in like
Oh,
Wisconsin or something.
oh, okay.
She was like the Black Widow one.
Oh, okay. Well, anyways, this guy turns out ends up like hanging out with this 14-year-old girl later on down the line, trying to have sex with her, and she doesn't want to. She was like a runaway or something. So he killed her. He like suffocated her, I guess, or choked her or something. And then he dismembered her and then put her in garbage bags and in garbage cans outside the house. And my friend's friend helped drag the garbage cans to the house. And I was like, oh my God, dude.
And you went out with this dude on a date?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Like, how old were you?
Like, I was like 16. His name was Corey Bido.
How old is he?
I don't know, a couple years older than me.
Fuck him. He killed a girl. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get his name tattooed on me with a bullet, like a fucking bullseye over it. Fuck that dude.
So it wasn't a serial killing, but it was like a killing that hits close to home. It might have been serial had it,
escalated
or kept I don't know. Maybe like maybe like she was fighting and he was trying to rape her, and then it escalated. And he accidentally killed her, and he's like, "Oh fuck! Now what do I do? I guess I'll just chop her up and throw her in the garbage." I mean, that's what I can imagine. What probably
right. That's so like. Thank God it was only one date.
Fuck. I know. I think about that. I'm like, holy shit.
Because if you were a prude when you were 16, which we can all probably say you weren't.
I was a prude. Yes, I was very prude.
And it would have got you killed in this situation.
Oh my God.
There's a lesson learned here. Put out. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean,
no, I'm just that's a really
but
bad
don't
joke.
Slut shame either.
Don't slut shame though. No.
God, yeah. So I live in Renton. And when I was doing my research, I ran across a dude named Gary Grant of Renton.
Ooh.
He killed 4 people between 1969 and 1971.
Okay. In like Renton or
in Renton?
Renton? Oh, okay.
No, in Renton. He was. It was like there was like 2 teenage girls and then 2 6-year-old boys.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
See, I feel like typically if you're a serial killer, it's like you either go after only girls or only boys,
Yeah. He was young though. I think he was like 18 or something like that. But he's in Monroe at Walla Walla right now.
Okay.
We should probably want to have him on a podcast.
How do we do that?
I don't know.
Anyone in prison. I know that happens. I just don't know how that's.
I think we contact the prison and then see if he would want to like talk to us.
I know someone that does it on their podcast, so I can always ask him and figure
That's so weird. I mean, I don't know why. Probably just, I don't know what I would want to say to anybody like that, but he's from Renton.
Wild Bill? Have you seen him in the Zompire Horde page?
No.
It's his name's. He goes by Wild Bill. I don't remember his last name, but he's actually in prison in Panama. He may even be watching right now. He does watch our podcast from time to time. Nice. He's in a prison in Panama. I believe he killed 5 Americans and like stole their houses down in Panama.
Jesus.
And, so he's in prison there. He actually asked me to be on the podcast, but it was after we had moved to video, and he's like, I don't think he can do video from there. But since then has started his own podcast.
Oh. So we could have him on audio while we're video.
We just have to figure out how to do that. Let's see. A lot of the visits
thank you, Fast Bush.
From prison now because of COVID, especially, you can just video chat with someone from prison from any computer. Oh, there it is. Bill the Prophet. That is him. I think that's what he goes by. He's actually a pretty funny dude. He seems to be like, I mean, as far as a killer can go, a nice guy.
I mean, I don't know.
We did feature him in a box as well.
Nice.
Yeah. He's the one actually. Here's a funny story. He messaged me And I was telling my mom about the message, and she's like, because this is when like the first year of Zompires, and I was telling her like who I talked to and things, and she's like, "You're not afraid of him like having your email address?" And I'm like,
Is he gonna kill you through email?
I was like, I sent the guy money. I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to kill me. Like,
right.
I'm sure he's got bigger fish to fry in the Panamanian prison than whatever than me. So
he's gonna send somebody after you.
It was just adorable. My mom was all worried about
your mom's me. Cute. She was cute.
Yeah.
Aww.
So who's next? Well,
who else? Oh, there was a guy named Joseph Condro, and he was known as the Longview serial killer. He was convicted of killing 2 children in 1985 and 1991, but there was probably more. And he died in Walla Walla of liver disease. I don't know what year. Let's see. There was the tube sock killings in 1985.
That's what I call my.
I almost came in tonight with a tube sock tied around my neck and went with that. I don't know enough.
I have a dead tube sock too.
Does it stand up by itself?
It's actually frozen in time.
Yeah. Oh well, the tube sock killings happened in 1985, and it was anywhere from 4 to 6 victims. I think there were people that were camping or something, and they were like killed with, strangled with tube socks, and so they never found whoever did that. There was also in the late 70s, there was the Hillside Strangler who killed 12 people. 2 of them were in Washington, so there's another one that is multi-stated. Yeah.
The Green River killer was just in Washington, though, right? Like he didn't bop down to Oregon for any slayings.
Correct. He was from Seattle, and it was in the 80s and 90s. Convicted of 48 murders, confessed to 71.
And he was like, he would get the call girls too, right? Like that was his gig.
Yeah, it was prostitutes who dumped them all in the river.
Right. It's so wild.
Yeah, and then Ted Bundy, he went to the UW.
He did.
And he lived in Tacoma. He was studying law, which is kind of funny.
See, again, like he was like a super smart dude.
Yeah. You know he was a college guy. But he confessed to over 30 murders. 20 of those were confirmed. Which, does that mean convicted? I don't know.
So he inevitably did confess.
Yeah. And he was executed in Florida in 1989, electric chair.
Burn, Bundy, burn.
But he was into his method was bludgeoning women, and then he also him and Gary Ridgway both were necrophiliacs. They would,
ain't nothing wrong with
Gary Ridgway would go back and visit his victims later on and do things with them. Ted Bundy would do things with them kind of like immediately afterwards. So I mean, gross.
I feel like there's like that 30-second rule when it comes to a dead body, where like you get about a day and a half before like rigor mortis sets in.
Well, rigor mortis sets in, I think after a couple hours, but then it like goes away.
There you go. So boom. What do they call it? Like reuse, recycle,
repurpose.
There you go. Boom. The way I look at it is, if I'm dead, it's just use whatever you want.
Just have your way with me. I'm dead.
Eat me, fuck me. I don't care.
So you know what? Now we need to play that Alice Cooper song. I love the dead. I love the dead before they're cold. They're bluing flesh for me to hold. Cadaver eyes upon me see. Didn't, nothing.
So Gary Ridgway, he's dead now? Did they kill him, or was he just died of old age? Or like some disease or some shit? He's dead though, isn't he? Ridgway?
I don't know.
Green River? Google.
Is he dead? Is he dead?
I don't know. I would think so. Sure, like we would hear about him.
He's still alive. He's in Walla Walla.
So other than Susan,
I didn't hear it. I think he's in Walla Walla. I think.
Fair.
Yeah, he's there for life. I think he's alive. Look it up. I didn't take very good notes.
You took terrible notes.
It was 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, so he is 72 years old.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking at his ugly picture now. God, he was an ugly dude. Yeah, so he's still in Washington State, where he'll spend the rest of his life, it says. But he is currently still alive. So there's that.
You should get him on your podcast.
Gary Ridgeway. It
So,
says,
like, what were your favorite parts of the beach?
it says, where is he? The Green River Killer. He took many of his victims to his home in Oregon before strangling them, leaving their bodies in remote woody areas. The first of his victims' bodies was discovered alongside the Green River, Oregon, resulting in him being named the Green River Killer. But that's not right, though. I thought it was Washington.
That's not right. That's not right, because it was here. Because he worked at Kenworth, which is right down the road.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I think this website's fucking wrong.
Kent, I think, was where one of the first bodies was found. And then there was Auburn. There was more, a little bit more south. Like, fuck, I just watched. Oh, go ahead.
Here's an interesting story. Randall Woodfield was a football player who had a short career with the Green Bay Packers before going on a brutal killing spree in Oregon, in the Oregon area, murdering up to 44 people, most of whom were women.
Huh. Did he just like snap because like
well, you know, back then helmets weren't great, and CTE, you know, like the concussion. A lot of NFL players start kind of going a little crazy because of concussions and things like that. And back then, the helmets and stuff, and the game was a lot more brutal. So I could see where a lot of football players, you know, a lot of them were alcoholics after, you know, during their careers, and certainly after, because of the amount of like brain damage they did to themselves. Excuse me. So I mean, especially back then, I could see it. There was somebody that was called the I5 Bandit. He committed multiple armed robberies along I-5 in Oregon, also sexually assaulting people. He was dubbed the I5 Bandit, which is such a weird name.
Huh. Well, probably, did he like carjack people?
Yeah, apparently, and like raped them.
I sure to stuck to my blood.
I looked up like serial killers from Oregon, but it's not really giving me any serial killers. It's giving me a bunch of just pretty shitty people.
Huh. So the Pacific Northwest, would that include like Canada? Or are we talking about just the United States?
No, I think we could talk about Canada specifically if it's like, you know, what is it, Vancouver? Because that's Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear of this dude, somebody called the Happy Face Killer?
No.
He was known as the Happy Face Killer due to smiley faces he drew on the letters he sent to the Oregon media and authorities. The women that he murdered were mostly sex workers who he picked up in his truck throughout Oregon. He killed most of his victims by strangulation and said he was putting them out of their misery. He claims to be responsible for killing 185, but the police only found 8 bodies.
Good at hiding them.
His name was Keith Hunter Jesperson.
Huh.
The Happy Face Killer.
Huh.
Yeah, I just kind of looked up some Google infos. Because as like Oregon goes, like I said, I only remember Susan Monica, and she was like, I want to say like taking in roommates and then like murdering them for like their welfare checks or like old people checks or whatever, and then like feeding the bodies to her pigs to get rid of like that stuff.
Yeah. What would you do? How would you get rid of a body?
I mean, you can't really go. I would like, I think, you know, the 7 hungry pigs, and then you take their teeth up on the mountainside with a sledgehammer in the dust, let the wind take it away, and I mean, no body, no crime.
Or you could, toss them into the ocean.
I just feel like I feel like that comes back and bites me in the ass.
Tooth dust would bite you in the ass?
No, throwing the body. Oh, you mean throwing the tooth dust?
The tooth dust. You don't have to go on the mountaintop. You can just like
listen. Okay, I have lung issues, walking. I have to do my steps every day and drink lots of
And why
water.
would you go into a fucking mountain with you'll get elevation sickness. You won't be able to breathe.
I'll be able to expand my lungs, get good oxygen because of all the trees. Get good oxygen going.
You just don't want to go too. You don't want to go too high of an elevation.
Okay, so like not mountain goat high, but
Okay.
like high enough, a little bit high.
This is the shit we bicker about. So funny.
It was like I can't remember what it was like the day after I got out of the hospital or something. You're like, so what's going on? It was like, because I was getting messages from everyone, and then you were like, so what's going on? Well, what do you mean they don't know? Well, if they let you go, how do they not know? And like it was like messing. I'm like, God damn it, Michelle, I don't fucking know. I'm just trying to do what they fucking tell me to do.
I work in the medical field and have questions.
Rapid Shred says,
I'm mountain goat high right now. Hey, that makes two of us.
You and me are both, buddy.
Nice.
Now, so you were saying too, I believe, when we talked about doing this conversation, was that the Pacific Northwest is actually like one of the most predominantly, or not, I don't know how to say the word, but like
we have more serial killers than anybody else.
Right. That's
wild. And
It's-
I wonder if it's like, because we have seasonal depression here, like most people have a lack, low vitamin D3 in their bloodstream.
Yeah.
Except for me, I don't have low vitamin D3. Mine's fine.
I will say this though, coming from the East Coast, specifically being raised in Miami, which is a hot, sunny, whatever. And then I lived in New Jersey and Baltimore where it was like snowy and then summers are like hot and muggy and shit. Right. And then I moved here and I've lived here for 20 years now. And they're like, oh, it's so gray and it rains all the time, which it is and does. But it hasn't affected me. Like I don't get depressed about, you know what I mean? Like, oh, it's raining outside. No, I pop open an umbrella and go where I need to fucking go.
Yeah.
It doesn't like bring me down. Like I get the fact that like they're like, oh, there's nothing to do. Motherfucker, if you were in New York City, you'd be at a bar. You're in Seattle
right?
You're in Seattle at a bar. Like what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Open your umbrella and walk to that bitch.
I guess the lack of vitamin D from the sun is like, I forgot what it affects, but
so Hate My Name, who has been a guest on the show, says
says
the best way to get rid of a body is to eat little parts. You can't eat the bones. You pound them in a powder and mix them into your Coke.
Oh, you mean like teeth?
Yeah.
That's what we'll do.
Does he mean teeth. Coke or cocaine?
Does it matter?
Coca-Cola? Well, I mean,
it's still being ground into a powder and mixed in with it.
I'm not lying. I'm trying to snort some like teeth powder.
That's funny. I have like a little container of dog teeth over here someplace that you could grind up if you want.
I have plenty of teeth around. I have my cat's teeth. I have my teeth. I have
see, I got a little container of dog teeth right here.
Yeah.
Hey, I also have
teeth
some coyote teeth.
Ooh.
And a foot.
Oh, rad. Here's a funny story. I actually know this guy, and his nickname is Coyote. He's a tattoo artist. He works in Seattle, but he used to work in Olympia.
I've heard of Coyote.
Yeah. Oh, you have? Yeah. Actually, he's actually tattooed at Crypticon.
Maybe that's why I've heard of him.
It was. I think it was like 3 years ago. I saw him there. 4 years ago. Anyway, I've known that guy for like 20 years now, and he was telling me this one story about he used to have a dog, and I can't remember what it was. If it was a pit bull or whatever, rot or something like that. And he was driving home and saw a dead coyote on the side of the road and got out and like was cutting the paw off. And his dog was watching him from the fucking car and saw him do it. And he's like, I had to get rid of the dog. He's like, it like wouldn't come near me. And it was such a fucked up story, like to hear him.
Man.
Because he was just, his name was Coyote and he saw a dead coyote. He's like, dude, it'd be cool to have its paw. And not thinking like my dog is in the car, he's gonna watch me cut this coyote paw off. But apparently it like really mentally affected.
It gave that dog PTSD. It's like fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Says, come on, this is coming from. Oh, yeah, Panda. You always gotta take what Panda says with a grain of salt.
I mean, I was talking about cocaine too.
But. Or a little.
Hey, that would be a quick way to get your calcium.
Which
is what your vitamin D3 is for. I just remembered, is to help build your bones and Well, in reptiles anyway. Oh, which reminds me, I have a bearded dragon now.
Oh, you
My
do?
friend, one of my friends that I work with, just moved to Florida and they're driving, and so I told her I'd take care of her guy. His name's Erwin. He's really cute.
I don't
Shit, yesterday though, it smelled so horrible.
I don't know if I told you this or not, but Patrick and his wife, at their house, they have one of those like little closets that's under a set of stairs. You know what I mean?
Oh, cool. Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's kind
yeah.
of like weirdly shaped. Well, they took the door off of it, and it has this like baby gate that has clear plastic on the inside, so they can't crawl out. But they have bearded. I think they're bearded dragons, or the ones that have the like fucking neck things that come out. I think. I, I'm
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's what they are. But they have inside of there. There's a trashed what's that, Jurassic Park, like a model Jeep like that you buy, you know,
Oh,
from the toy store.
cool.
It's like
That's
trashed,
cute.
and it looks like it's a whole little scene set up in there, and they
That's
have those
so
little
cute.
guys running around in there. It looks like a miniature Jurassic Park.
Oh, that is so
It's
cute.
so badass. Yeah. When if well, when we're at Crypticon, we'll have to get him to show you I'm sure he's got
Yeah,
pictures
yeah,
of it or
yeah.
something.
Yeah.
But he's actually got a couple of tanks for me, so when I move I can actually get some cool stuff.
Nice. You
They're
want
tanks.
cockroaches?
I don't know what I want yet. I
I have
haven't.
I have a shitload of hissing cockroaches. In fact, I've been thinking about turning their terrarium into like a roach motel, like building like a little. I don't know what I would make it out of because I don't want to do cardboard because it would like get soggy
Right.
and stuff from when I missed them and everything. But
You
have like a little sign and
you got to get one of those like, blinky like LED signs that says like vacancy with the no going in and out,
yeah, yeah,
Dude, that
yeah,
would be
totally.
hilarious.
I know it'd be so cute.
I
They're
if you
adorable.
ever get a dead one, if you find a dead one in there, you should totally like pose it with like a little cigarette and like a little mini skirt and stand
Oh
it
my
out
God,
front.
that's such a great idea.
You know what
Holy
I mean?
shit.
If you get a couple dead ones, make them look like hookers standing out front the
Oh
Roach
my God.
Motel. Have one
I
of
can
them
make
holding like a little mini bag of weed.
I can make
Dude,
little skirts for him.
it would be
Oh
sick.
God. That's so funny. Oh, 3D print. That's a great idea.
Oh yeah, there you go. 3D print it. I
My
know
dad
a
has a
guy.
3D printer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, my dad 3D prints stuff for me all the time. He 3D printed these hands for me. Where'd they go? I've got a couple of these green hand things,
oh,
and they
dude,
live
that's
in my
rad.
planters.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have him make me some more, and I'm gonna paint them up really cool, and I'm gonna mount them to the wall, and like hang shit from them, like my masks or something.
Dude, I remember seeing them like I don't remember how long ago, but they were hands and they were like kind of came out like this, but
Hmm.
inside the wrist was like a screw and you would screw it into your wall kind of thing,
Hmm.
you know?
Yeah,
And I
that's what I'm
was
gonna do.
that's oh really? Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's what you just said. I
yeah,
remember seeing them made like that before, and I thought how cool it would be like to have them in your wall, like a couple of them coming out.
like zombie hands
Well,
or
I have one of those like
monster hands.
I have one of those things that's like this, and it's like a pole, and you hang your necklaces on it. 'Cause
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I have a bunch of jewelry, and I thought how cool it would be to have them coming out of the walls with like necklaces and bracelets, and then rings
See,
in the palms. It would look like, you know what I
yeah,
mean, like off,
holy
like
jewels.
yeah,
I would
like
I would do that with probably my necklaces too because I have in the bathroom I have those brass ones that attach to the wall. They're antiques and they're just a hand and they
right.
attach to a wall and it clips open
Okay.
and I they can put like hair things and I have necklaces and shit hanging off them. I don't know. I like weird things like models of hands. I've got like a hand over there right now that I've got my pendulums hanging off of.
So what you're saying is if you were a serial killer, you know how serial killers like keep keepsakes, you'd like keep their like a
Right.
finger or
Well, look,
yeah.
I've already started with you.
Ah!
Now that reminds me of the movie May. Have you seen that? It's one of my
Dude,
absolute favorites.
I own it. I love that movie.
Oh God, I love it so much. I love it. I'm happy that I get it back every time I loan it out. I don't want to loan it out anymore. I love it so much.
Yeah.
Like my Salt
That's
Lake City
actually
Punk has never come back, and I've loaned that thing out like 5 times. I have to keep buying it.
I keep saying I want to do May in a Box because I think it's one of the more underrated movies.
I love it so much.
Yeah, it's so good. And then that kid from did you ever see Doom Generation?
No.
So it's an old Rose McGowan film from like I think I want to say 97, 98, somewhere in there, I think. It might even be a little I think that's right, but it might even be a little older than that. But it's a really cool movie. Facebook user says, I love May. We all
Is that Ryan?
There's a couple people who are Facebook user today because I saw that David was here as well. What was I saying?
About May?
Oh, but yeah, I want to put that in a box. I think it's because that kid's in Doom Generation. If you get a chance, watch it. It's fucked up movie.
The kid, the last guy who dies, who she takes his arms.
Yeah, like he's kind of like a punk rock dude with a mohawk.
Yeah, like the mohawk.
Yeah, I can't remember the actor's name. When I first started getting and collecting autographs, he was like one of the first ones.
I really didn't like his character in that movie.
Yeah, he was kind of a
douche.
So. But they got to do that to make people. He was in that movie Independence Day too.
Oh, there's been a lot of those apocalyptic movies on lately. Because it's kind of weird. I mean,
we're in the apocalypse right now. Duh.
I mean, kind of. I guess.
I mean, I'm not. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm not like Catholic or whatever, or know about like the end of time shit, but certainly having a plague, a world war, starvation, and all that shit probably plays into it.
Yeah.
Gluttony.
Oh my God.
I had a Diet Coke.
I had a regular Coke. Ha ha.
Well, with that, we always ask our fans, our frequent flyers, what you guys want us to talk about next week.
Yeah, Melissa.
We got to get another. Yeah, Melissa. Well, I hate my name's here. Rapid Shrubs here. We do need to get another guest on. I think that would be rad.
Yeah. Do we want to talk about that later, or do you have ideas?
Well, I have. So I will. I mean, I don't mind talking about it. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But
right.
Mark Torgel is one of the guys I've been talking to about coming on, who was Melvin the Mop Boy from Toxic Avenger.
Okay.
Right. So he's going to be coming on soon. He's busy, so we haven't set a date yet. And then who was the other? There was someone else too. I can't think of at the moment.
I want to try to get Paul Taylor.
Oh yeah, from Hellraiser.
Yeah.
Well, and then also obviously when we're at Crypticon, I think that lends to more opportunities to get some cool people. Even if it's just for a couple minutes, we can record it and make an episode out of it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Speaking of which, do you like my new sign?
I do. It looks like,
and I like your new sign too.
I did a different color today.
Yeah, I did the rainbow thing.
Man, it's killing me to figure. Now I feel like a jerk because I don't remember. Hold on, let me see who the other guest was because it bought not. Oh! It's fucking Grandpa from Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh,
John. Duden.
Oh yeah, I think you told me.
What does it say? Not Melissa, but I'd love to hear about some international killers, maybe like a top 10 countdown. Ooh.
I was just watching something like that on TV the other night. There was. I don't remember which country it was, but it was pretty freaking horrible.
There's I don't know if you saw the documentary "Don't Fuck with Cats."
I did.
About
Luca, that was great.
Whatever his last name was. I don't want to use the word favorite, but I find one of the more intriguing fascinating international. He wasn't really a serial killer. As far as we know, he killed the cats and then the one guy. So that's not really a serial killer, but I just find his story more intriguing because it seemed like he did it all for clout, and it just like he kind of got caught and it just built and built and built, and then inevitably he killed somebody. But it seemed like it was all for clout because he didn't really hide it was him.
Right.
He didn't do as good a job, especially in the later parts where he ended up murdering the guy.
You can't be stupid, man.
One of the shows on YouTube I do watch is called That Chapter. And he does a lot of international things too, like in Thailand and, all over a lot of the US, he always makes jokes that Florida is always one of the places. Or social media killers. There was that one guy, I don't know his name or where it happened, but he like killed his girlfriend and then like was like live streaming with her dead body. It was kind of crazy.
Wow.
But so let's do this. What if we both did our own individual top 10 international worldly murderers, not serial killers, murderers, including like political,
like
whatever.
How far are we going back? Are we going back to like Vlad the Impaler, or
hey. I'm
or
not wearing
Elizabeth Bathory, or I mean, how far are we going back?
They were actually very distant cousins. They were separated by some time, but they were actually related.
Yeah, I know. I used to have a T-shirt of both of them. I love that. I love that.
I actually so my birthstone is aquamarine for Pisces, March. And so I have a necklace that has a chunk of aquamarine, and on the same necklace is this little vial of dirt from Dracula's castle.
Oh yeah. Oh, we were going to talk about like getting real shit because I was going to get some of that too. So Fonz the Impaler.
So why don't we do that? We can just both do our top 10 and then just do like a countdown. And as we're like, you do your 10 and I do my 10, we can just
Caligula.
Huh?
I said Caligula.
What does that mean?
Caligula. He killed a bunch of people too. He was a
I don't even know who that is. Who's Caligula?
Well, haven't you seen the movie? He was like some what was it? Roman ruler or something like that?
No, I have not.
Oh.
Apparently I better watch it before I make my top 10 list, though, right?
It was more of a joke because well, watch it and you'll see.
I mean, I mean, if like, you know, I'd say Vlad Tepes is like one of your top 10 murderers of all time, then sure, you can add him. I'm
gonna say of all time? I mean, is it like, do we count the meteor that killed all the dinosaurs?
Took out the dinosaurs? I mean, no, because it's not like it's got to be somebody got to kills humans at least. This is what I would say though. No. So let me make a
20th and 21st century.
No, well, we can't count people like Hitler or Vlad the Impaler because they made the orders. They didn't go out and kill the people. Do you know what I'm saying? Right. They may have killed people, but they weren't like we don't know of Vlad.
Not an individual person going out murdering somebody for their own. They're with a government situation.
Yeah, there you go. So rapid shrub. That's one of the things we got to talk about.
Have you seen that movie, The Forest? About that forest in Japan? It's pretty good, and I kind of want to go there. It's really spooky.
Maybe not the next episode since we're doing our top 10s, but it would be cool to do an episode about different locations, like the Suicide Forest, and you know what I mean.
It's called The Forest, so you need to watch it. There's another one that kind of reminds me of it, and I think it's a Netflix original. It's called In the Tall Grass. Have you seen it?
I have not.
It's kind of spooky like that too. It's not like gore and things like that. It's just like I got goosebumps now just thinking about it.
Dude, can you believe in a little over a week we're going to be hanging out? Well, we're not going to be hanging out. We're going to be working, but we're going to be hanging out at Crypticon.
I know. We got 11 days.
I just talked to my buddy Jason Emmett, who owns a patch company. I don't remember what they're called.
Is he going to be there?
They have a table there. I guess they opened up another room for vendors.
Yeah, we have more vendors this year than before. We got a bigger room. So therefore, and there's still like 70 vendors on the waiting list.
Which is funny because when Patrick, so the day that you messaged me that you had brought Patrick on, him and I were talking earlier, like an hour before that. I'm not even kidding.
I know, he told me.
Which is why I was like, really?
Like an hour ago.
Well, and then I told he's like, she invited us to come work on it. And I was like, well, I recommended you guys like 2 weeks ago, but like da-da-da. He's like, oh, thanks. But
I told him that too.
But earlier than that, when him and I were talking, I was like, dude, we I don't remember if it had to have been before that. I was like, dude, I want to work the convention this year, but I really want to try and get a table. And because him and I, Zompire and Body Scare work so closely together, I was like, dude, what if we just split a table? You know what I mean? Hang out together, and we just hang out. Because Robert Mukes, who played Tiny in House of a Thousand Corpses, is a good buddy of mine. He's like, dude, I'll come sign at your table. I'm like, boom, there. You know what I mean? I started making all these plans. And so him and I were actually talking about that.
You got to get in early, though, because, I mean, people, as soon as the convention is over, they're signing up for next year.
Yeah, I know.
And get on the cancellation list, too, if you're too late, because people do drop out. So.
But if I work it this year and I like that, then I can't exactly have a table next year because I'll be working again.
That's true. Unless
you want to replace me already?
No. You could have someone working the table for you.
Ooh, You're right. I just looked at her. She
See?
could work the table for me.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep.
Angela, Jesus, we're doing a podcast. You're over there blowing snot rockets? What's going on? They can hear your snot rockets. One flew right by my ear. It was like, pew. Well, that's all the time we got for you this week on the Zompire Horde podcast. Any last goodbyes or?
I'm very glad that we had you guys on tonight to listen to us bullshit our ridiculous selves as usual. Hope to bring you another fun podcast next week.
Angela, Rapid Shrub says that your nose blowing sounded like a fart to him. I'm assuming it's a him. So yeah, I just wanted you to know that. Also, there's another force in Japan that is a no-go zone where an indigenous tribe that's never seen society before eats people that venture in too far. It's shit.
How come we didn't know about that before our cannibals episode?
Damn.
Yeah.
Where were you, Rapid Shrub? You want to come in here with all your info late?
Yeah, Vlad Hedges.
Oh, wait a minute. It's my brother.
Hey, is that why it's Shrub and Hedges? Is that why?
Shrub. Hedges? No, his middle name's not Shrub. Well, that's the time we got for you this
all
week
right
on the Zompire Horde podcast. My parting words was, someone says, "What up, brother? What's going on, brother?"
Hey, you caught us at the end.
Yay. But we do appreciate it. So just go back and watch the rest of it. My parting words, although it is spring, almost summertime, this won't really benefit you until the winter, but don't eat yellow snow. That's all I got for you.
Don't drink stagnant water either. Don't drink out of puddles. You could get giardia, and that's like screaming diarrhea. Yeah, you don't want that.
And on that note, diarrhea.
Cha-cha-cha.
Welcome to the Zompire Horde podcast. Join us every Monday, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern, as your hosts, Vlad the Rad and Michelle of the Dead, discuss horror, true crime, and the macabre. Episodes available on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Join us, won't you?